1 minute, just 60 seconds. It sounds almost laughably small, insignificant even, yet within that single fleeting measure of time lies the power to shift the trajectory of your life, to interrupt entrenched patterns, to ignite momentum, and to plant the seeds of transformation that your future self will look back on with gratitude. Most people underestimate the profound potential of a single minute because they are conditioned to think in terms of hours, weeks, or years. But transformation doesn't always arrive in monumental, overwhelming doses. It often begins in the smallest units of intentionality. And a single minute, if used deliberately, can be enough to alter your physiology, focus, and momentum so profoundly that your life starts moving in a completely different direction. Start with the first leverage point, changing your physiology. Your body is not a passive vessel. It is the primary driver of your emotional and mental state. Every state you experience, from confidence to fear, from motivation to apathy, is rooted in the signals your body sends to your brain. Most people drift through life in a reactive state, slouched, tense, shallow breathing, filled with fatigue or frustration, and they are unaware that every physical posture, every gesture, and every breath pattern is broadcasting a message to the subconscious, commanding the mind to feel small, hesitant, and powerless. But it doesn't take long to flip this script. In just 1 minute, you can change your posture, lift your chest, square your shoulders, straighten your spine, raise your chin, and take deep, intentional breaths that flood your body with oxygen and energy. Those 60 seconds of physical adjustment are not merely cosmetic, they are a neurological recalibration. You are telling your nervous system that it is time to step into strength, alertness, and readiness. You are generating a shift in chemistry, triggering endorphins and neuropeptides that prepare your mind to act with clarity and confidence. 1 minute of aligned physiology has the capacity to interrupt the cascade of fatigue and doubt that has likely been running in your body all day. And in doing so, it primes your mind for extraordinary performance. But changing your body is only the first layer. The second layer is focus. Focus is the currency of high achievement, yet most people scatter their attention across hundreds of distractions daily. Emails, notifications, conversations, worries, and trivial tasks that do nothing to advance their goals. A single minute of deliberate focus is enough to reclaim that attention, to direct it where it matters most, and to set the tone for the rest of your day. During this minute, you must consciously ask yourself, what is my highest priority right now? Where can I invest my energy that will create the greatest leverage? This is not about doing everything. It is about identifying the critical few actions that yield disproportionate results. By deliberately focusing for 60 seconds, you are telling your subconscious mind what to prioritize. The brain begins filtering stimuli, your decision-making sharpens, and your mental energy begins to converge around a singular purpose. 1 minute of deliberate focus interrupts the chaos, aligns your attention, and transforms what might have been a scattered, reactive day into a series of purposeful, high-value actions. Now the third layer, momentum. Momentum is the compounding effect of consistent, directed action, and it often begins with the smallest step. Most people overestimate what they can accomplish in a day and underestimate what they can accomplish in a minute. Yet, that single minute is often enough to ignite movement. In that 1 minute, you can start a habit, send an email, make a call, or take any meaningful action that sets the ball rolling. Action is the antidote to inertia. Momentum begins with a deliberate, intentional move, no matter how small. Momentum is exponential. Once it starts, it gains speed, energy, and impact. 1 minute of committed action signals to your nervous system that movement is occurring, that progress is inevitable, and that your body and mind must follow suit. That single minute interrupts procrastination, dissolves indecision, and triggers a cascade of subsequent productive behaviors. These three elements, physiology, focus, and momentum, are interlinked. Change your physiology and your mental state follows. Direct your focus and your actions align. Initiate momentum and every subsequent step becomes easier and more natural. In 1 minute, these three elements combine to create a profound leverage effect that can alter the course of your day. And when repeated consistently, the course of your... Most people wait for hours, days, or circumstances to align perfectly, Yet elite performers understand that transformation is often initiated in moments of intentionality. 1 minute, if applied correctly, is a microcosm of mastery. It teaches you that control over your body, mind, and action is available here and now, and it gives you the confidence to act decisively, repeatedly, and relentlessly. Let's break this down even further. Your physiology dictates your energy. Your focus channels that energy, and momentum translates it into tangible results. If any of these three elements are neglected, the chain is broken. For example, you might be physically energetic but scattered in attention, or focused but inactive in motion, or moving but in a state of doubt and fatigue. 1 minute used strategically addresses all three simultaneously. Stand tall, breathe deeply, raise your chest. Physiology. Ask yourself the critical question, what matters most right now? Focus. Take one deliberate action, however small, that propels you forward. Momentum. 1 minute is not just 60 seconds. It is a powerful trifecta that aligns body, mind, and action toward immediate and lasting impact. And consider the ripple effect. 1 minute of mastery doesn't just stay confined to 60 seconds. It informs your next minute, your next hour, your next day. The nervous system remembers. The subconscious mind records. The body adjusts. Momentum compounds. Repeated daily, these single minutes of intentional alignment create identity-level changes. You begin to see yourself as someone who takes control, who directs energy, who acts decisively, and who refuses to be a passive passenger in life. This is how habits of excellence are formed. Not through monumental efforts, but through the consistent application of small, deliberate moments of focus, energy, and action. The key to maximizing this minute is emotional intensity. Humans are not moved by logic alone. We are moved by feeling. When you engage your physiology with energy, focus with clarity, and action with decisiveness, you are generating an emotional signal that communicates to every cell, every neuron, and every aspect of your being, I am in command. I am here to perform. I am here to win. Emotional intensity amplifies the effect of that 60-second intervention, making it exponentially more powerful than an hour of passive thought or scattered activity. Your mind does not differentiate between imagined certainty and experienced certainty. Your body responds to the signals you give it in real time. That's why 1 minute of deliberate, emotionally charged alignment can override hours of prior distraction, doubt, or fatigue. You can use this minute multiple times a day. Morning, midday, before a challenging meeting, before an important decision, or whenever you feel scattered. Each time it resets your nervous system, sharpens your focus, and initiates momentum. The minute becomes a lever that magnifies your influence over reality, turning you from reactive to proactive, from passive to empowered, from overwhelmed to masterful. 1 minute repeated, leveraged, and owned becomes a habit, and habits compound into extraordinary lives. In practice, this minute could look like this. Stand tall, breathe deeply, and raise your chest. Physiology. Ask yourself the critical question, what is the one thing I must do right now that will make the biggest difference? Focus. Then take immediate action on that choice. Momentum. It is simple, yet profoundly effective. Simplicity is the secret of power. Complexity is the enemy of execution. 1 minute is manageable, repeatable, and impossible to dismiss. It is within everyone's control, yet tragically underutilized. The beauty of this minute is its universality. It does not require wealth, resources, or perfect conditions. It does not wait for motivation, inspiration, or external validation. It is always available, and its power is consistent. The difference between those who succeed and those who flounder is how often and how intentionally they use these small, high-leverage moments. 1 minute can interrupt negative patterns. It can catalyze clarity. It can create unstoppable momentum. And it can redefine your identity, but only if you choose to seize it consistently and with awareness. When you fully grasp the power of this minute, your perspective on time shifts. You begin to see that life is not defined by grandiose gestures, but by deliberate, repeated micro actions. Each minute becomes an opportunity to redirect energy, reclaim focus, and initiate momentum. Your sense of control over your life expands, and you begin to understand that the smallest units of intentionality, when executed with precision and intensity, are capable of generating outcomes far beyond what most people imagine. So the question you must ask yourself is simple. Are you willing to take 1 minute seriously? Are you willing to invest 60 seconds of focused, aligned, and intentional energy to create leverage over your life, over your mind, over your results? Because once you do, that minute multiplies. It becomes the cornerstone of daily habits, the spark of momentum, the amplifier of focus, and the engine of transformation. 1 minute may seem small, but in the right hands, it holds the power to change everything. Take it now, 1 minute. Stand tall, breathe, focus, act, and watch how your life begins to respond to the power of that single intentional moment.